I hope you're okay. I do see that you're doing videos, so I don't know how okay you are. Um,
Hi guys. Hold on a second. I'm just getting my music. Sorry, there's no filters on YouTube, so yeah, you have to deal with my ugly face, my ugly old face. Okay. Hi, Rain Cloud. Hey, Carol Plant, my pal. Hi, Michelle. Chris, is that MC the OG MC? That's the OG from the Mystic Brady Bunch original. Okay, guys, I'm just getting my I'm finishing I'm finishing a video that I started on TikTok. But TikTok, I could go live on TikTok, but prefer not to. I'm doing my work on Amy Bradley. I've been working since last night, yesterday day, into the night. Then I stopped. I thought I was going to do the reading and just read my notes, and I did not stop. I was doing dowsing rods, and I have a headache, so I took two Excedrin because this is what happens. So I'm just going to get some music up, and then I will continue with Amy Bradley. If you don't know who she is, just Google her. Okay, one second. Jason Stevenson. Jason Stevenson, dopamine release meditation music. I'm here, guys. I'm here. I had a fire already. I had a fire already to my beautiful table. The shell that I usually burn on burned right through the shell. The incense burned right through the shell and into my beautiful table through the plastic two tablecloths and went right to the table. So, yeah, we're doing good over here. So now I put this in a bowl, and this is actually my good china, but I just need what I'm burning is protection incense. You might say, why do you need protection? Well, this case has a lot of like MIFIA around it, and not the average from New York, like it's like the Caribbean. Anyhow, one second, guys. Namaste, everybody. So I said my prayers and everything. I'm going to, like, when I'm all done with this, I'm going to take the 3 videos that I did on TikTok and put them over to YouTube, but that'll probably be tonight. Because I still have to do this. If I don't look at the chat, it's because I have ADD and I need to say the information. But if you really are interested in the beginning parts of this reading, there's part 1, 2, and 3 on TikTok. But for those of you who don't do TikTok, I'm going to be bringing it over. Okay. I'm not going to repeat myself on everything that I just said, on those parts. And they're 10 minutes each. So that's like 10, 20, 30. First one is I'm totally all over the place as usual. The second one, we had a fire on the table. Okay. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing really good. Okay. Anyway, so we just had to have extra prayers and extra protection, and that's why I did Palo Santo as well. But anyhow, I do have some things lit, and I'm just going to light another candle. I'm going to ask my guides to continue with me. Yesterday I was doing notes, index cards, paper, because I lost so many of my notes on Amy Bradley. I started this before my trip, my second trip back to New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then back to Staten Island, New York, and then back to New Jersey, and then back to Texas. I lost those notes. I looked through 3 books. I don't know what happened to those notes, but as usual, I think God, does things for a reason. So I had to start all over again. So I did. Yesterday, I spent 7 hours doing really, and not even picking up a card. Because I asked them, should I do the cards yet? They go, no, index cards, paper, dowsing rods. That's it. And that's what I did. And a lot of incense, a lot of Palo Santo. I didn't do this incense yesterday. Anyhow, anybody who watches this video, hi Alicia. Anybody who watches this video and anything that I've done on TikTok, as well as here on YouTube, Mystic Brady Bunch, Mystic Brady is highly divinely protected by the white light of God, and everything I say is allegedly and for entertainment reasons only, but I do, however, I believe in my work. Okay? Can I be wrong? Yes, I can, but what if I'm right? Archangel Michael is very, very strong with me yesterday and today. Very strong around Amy, and he's been trying to show me that Amy sees a cross, and there's a weird thing with religion. She kind of feels betrayed or felt betrayed when I do try to tap into her energy. And like I said in my other videos, I do feel, hi Taurus girl, I do feel like she is alive. Some psychics feel like she was passed. Some psychics feel like she fell overboard. I don't feel that way. You don't take your cigarettes overboard. You don't. Okay. Anyhow, I feel that I still feel like she's alive. So she'd be 49 years old. I said this part in the other video, so I'm just not going to repeat myself because I'll friggin' go off it on a tangent, and I'll be here for 75 hours, and I don't have that time. So anyhow, let's get started. This is the girl we're talking about. I am about to hopefully blow your minds. And if you want me to come back with the cards, I will. But this is all just with my dowsing rods and channeling to my spirit guides. And I was especially talking to Shanann because it was the anniversary of her death, and the girl and her daughters and her son, Nico. Anyhow, when I tried to tap into her, like I said in the other videos, I felt like they took her out on a rolling luggage thing and put her into a black SUV after that, or some sort of black car, but it's kind of blackened windows and right down the ramp, and the ramp was off the kitchen of the ship. Okay, so that's why they should have locked that down. They should have locked that ship down. But I guess because she was of age, she was 23, they were treating her like a full adult, and they had over 2,000 people on the boat, but they really should have locked it down. Anyhow, she's a Taurus, and she's 49 right now. And the thing with the cross, I drew a picture of it. She was showing me a cross, and it kind of looked like a Celtic cross to me. So I looked up everything. I looked up all the islands. And so let me just read my notes in a mishmash. And then if you guys have any questions, or if I have any questions, then and I'll read the chat after that. Okay. So yeah, it was just a lot of research. It was a lot of map reading. And then I would take the dowsing rods and I would say a prayer and I would meditate, and I had music on, third eye opening, and always have my crystals. There's all kinds of crystals here. But most importantly, my spirit guides. Okay. So I feel like she definitely was trafficked. That's what I feel. Okay. After she had the drink, she still went back to her room, but then somehow left the room because there was some sort of deal, like, oh, you have to pay for this drink. I felt like it was a little whiskey drink in a glass. Hold on, I'm going to go get the glass that I see in my head. Yellow was drinking out of it. It's a glass. It looks like a whiskey glass. And you could easily, I mean, he could have put the drug in her, allegedly, in her beer bottle. This is what they do when they got Natalie Holloway to that bar in Aruba, right? The bartenders knew about it. The people around the bar that was just acting like they were patrons, and they have a whole scam. It's a whole trafficking scam. Okay, even though sometimes they just use you for the night, or they'll use you and abuse you for the night, and sometimes they use you and kidnap them for their lifetime, like Amy Lynn Bradley. So I mean, things have to be done about this poor family. Hold on a second, I want to get you the glass. Okay, this glass, I know it might not, here's the glass. It might not seem like a big deal to you guys, but this is what I keep seeing over and over again. Is it because I would like a glass of wine and this is where I drink my wine sometimes? Yeah, it could be, but no, more importantly, when I do these things, when I'm asking spirit for clues and just show me, I'm open and receptive to receiving the pictures. I kept seeing him, like she had a beer bottle. She had a beer bottle in her hand. She didn't have a glass, right? Then she wanted something stronger. So then I see, oh, have you ever tried whiskey or something like that? And I think she said yes. My father drank that, or I took a sip of it. I don't really like it, but she wanted something that was stronger than like the 7 beers that her brother said she had. All right, so easily something was in that, and that made her really woozy, but not enough to really take over. which they were trying to get her off the ship. Okay, so I'm going to try to not go backwards. Why was a message deleted already? Hi, Christina Clark. Hi, Alicia. I don't know why something was deleted already. Or it's held for review. Oh. Alicia, did you say something mean? You said something inappropriate. Okay. All right. Be good or be gone forever. Okay. So I believe that she was in the trafficking, allegedly, and everything I say is for entertainment reasons only. I feel she was in the trafficking lifestyle for many years. And I do believe that not only does she have children, but she has grandchildren. Okay. You might say, how could that be, Katrina? Well, because everybody gets grandchildren except me, obviously, and Devin. Only kidding. Okay. But if she was taken at 23 and had a baby, got pregnant soon after 23, she could have kids that are in their 20s and they had a baby, or a couple of them. Okay, so this is what I got. And I started getting this when I was taking all those planes and writing my notes down, because you have nothing else to do at the airport, right? But change the gate and write your notes. Get on a plane and be on the plane for 7 hours and write your notes. Get off that plane, get on another plane. All right, you get the idea, right? I know I seem like I'm nuts, but I'm really not. This is psychic energy. And if I don't get it out, my head's going to explode and I'll have another migraine. Okay, so I feel like she gave birth to 3 children, 2 girls, 1 boy. Okay. Where do I get this information? Sometimes I don't want it because I'm like, why? How could I be that creative and that imaginative? Maybe I am. I could be wrong. I never say I'm 100% or even 80%. I just say, this is the information that Spirit gave me. I could be wrong, but what if I'm right? Okay. So one of them, I asked Spirit guides, show me what they look like. And I asked to look at Amy too. And I'm going to tell you something in a little while. Let me stick with one card. One card. Spirit is telling me, help me, Spirit. Archangel Gabriel, help me focus and communicate clearly. Okay, guys, just give me a purple heart in the chat if you hear me and you understand me. Am I talking into this correctly? Let me know, guys. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, purple hearts. Flood me with purple hearts. Then I'll know that you're understanding me and I don't just seem like a crazy manic lady. Okay. This has just been so many hours and I could not stop thinking about her. She was in my dream. I was on a ship. I've been on 3 ships, so I have a little experience with cruises. I know a lot of people haven't been on cruises. I've been on 3 cruises, right? And the first one was in the year 2000. I had a whole album made for my ex-husband and I, a whole, album. And we went with his work friends from the court. And I was so seasick. I was so sick. I had the bands on. I had the thing behind the ear from the doctor. I had the Dramamine in me, and nothing helped. I would get all dressed up and go sit at the table for dinner, and then go back to the room. And he would be, stay with his friends. I felt bad. Anyhow, been on 3 cruises. Big, huge ships and spa. The spa is important, I feel. Very important. Okay, anyhow. So I know the setup and I know how easy it is to get lost on the boat because you can get lost very, very quickly. Anyhow, I feel she had 3 children, allegedly 2 girls, 1 boy. One has dark eyes and dark skin, like a mocha skin, right? Another one has red hair. This was with a white person, Caucasian person, right? And they had the child has red hair, fair skin, and blue-green eyes. What do I mean by blue-green eyes? The eyes friggin' change, okay? I feel the man had red hair, or at one point he was red, and he had blue eyes, just regular blue eyes, right? But Amy, I almost said Amy Harris. Amy Lynn Bradley had green eyes, or has green eyes. So when you mix blue and green together, just like my mother had hazel eyes, but they would change to blue sometimes. They would change to gray, depending on her mood. The same thing happens to me. Now, my eyes turn green when spirit comes in, or I'm very, very happy, or very, very sad. Okay. But anyhow, I see that second child is with a Caucasian person that had red hair or all burnt hair, fair skin, blue eyes, and they have an accent. Okay. They might even have a British accent. Okay. So that child has red hair and blue-green eyes that change. The third child has mocha skin and mocha hair. What do I mean by that? Their hair is a caramel color. Okay, and they have tiger eyes. I forgot to bring my tiger eye bracelet. Oh, wait. I have the stone. I'm going to show you. Tiger eyes. You see that? I specifically wore the chakra bracelet so that I could show you. I had it on last night and yesterday day, and I was like, let me take this off because now it's time to go to bed at 2:30. Okay, without doing the reading. All right, so people will say to this child, oh my God, the eyes are so beautiful because they're like a tiger. My nephew has eyes like that because his mother, with my sister Karen, has green eyes, really beautiful green eyes. And her husband, Jimmy, has brown eyes. So their firstborn has tiger eyes, which is like a little bit of brown, a little yellow in there. Okay, so when I hear that, people compliment this child on the eyes, looking like a cat, or looking like a tiger eye stone. Okay. The one with the blue-green, what I'm feeling is she might have had 3 kids, but she doesn't have access to the 3 kids. And I think I'm hearing from her spirit guides or her herself when I hear, Katrina, I didn't get to raise them all, but at least I'm gonna have access to some grandchildren. Okay, I did get the names Christian and Patrick. When I was doing this research, I don't know if that's any of the names, but I got Christian and I got Patrick. Okay, so that one's done. The luggage bag I described in the other video, that's done. That's what I see her being wheeled on off the ship. Okay, now, when I tap into what she looks like now, she has a fuller face, and I've been getting that she has some sort of illness like skin cancer. And when I ask about where's the skin cancer spirit, let me know, so I could be specific. And there's two places. I know everybody's looking at this little ditty over here. Okay, usually I cover it up, but my makeup wore off, right? And this little ditty up here. But this is kind of a new one. And even Devin's like, oh, you shouldn't have that. I don't remember you having that when we got married or when we were together these 15 years. And I was like, oh, thanks. Now you made me even more upset about it. It's called an age spot. But sometimes when you have fair skin and you're out in that sun, and that Caribbean sun is brutal for fair-skinned people, for light-eyed people, right? And there wasn't any SPF be putting on her. Okay? Yeah, a lot of times she did have a cap on, or a straw hat, or a baseball cap, right? But still, nobody was allowing her to take care of her skin. I see a lot of sunburns that she got. And I see on the face, she's had a melanoma. And I believe it's like a shoulder, I think it's a shoulder. Like right about here. Right? Hopefully it's being taken care of. Okay. She also needs glasses, or she wears glasses. Okay? I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I have to sing my song. I know I'm a jerk. Okay, when I get nervous, I try to make a joke that's really stupid. Stupid jokes. That helps me to feel less nervous. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm just trying to light this again for the 1700th time, and it just doesn't want to cooperate with me. I like to have a good burn going on when I am doing my thing over here, because it does help me. And this is straight from Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania. And it is black opium mixed with myrrh. And it's highly protective. And that's why I'm trying to keep it lit, so to speak. Since I'm not lit, let's keep something lit. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Every once in a while I crack myself up, okay? Deal with it. Okay. Please, can I have a good burn here? All right. So, I feel that she's married. Okay. So she was in, being very abused terribly, used and abused terribly, right? Off of the boat. I even see her throwing up, whatever they gave her in her drink, and maybe they even gave her something else, because she started to wake up too fast when she was in the car. Not that they were afraid, but they didn't want her to be conscious for a while until they can get her to the place that they needed to get her to. And that was Curacao. I never know how to say Curacao. Echo, how do you say Curacao?
Okay, but which language do you want me to translate to?
English? Echo, how do you say Curacao?
Okay, but which language do you want me to translate to?
English. She's being very bad lately. Caraco? Curacao? I don't know. Guys. Echo. What is the island that starts with a C in near Trinidad?
From thesaurus.net. Tobago is a neighboring island of Trinidad and is often talked about in conjunction with it.
See, she's not gonna help me. Curacao or Caraco? Okay. Curacao. Any teachers out there, let us know how to say that. Okay. That's where she was. That's where they docked. Okay. That's where the ship docked. So know that. Okay. I see her getting situated, and there's not like she's throwing up. When she finally does come to, she's throwing up. She hasn't eaten in a long period of time. So she's throwing up bile. She's throwing up anything she drank, any kind of drugs that they gave her, right? Allegedly. But I see it, I smell it, and she's just like in a, like, where's my family? Like, she didn't know what happened. Then when she does see Yellow, she does see him again. She's trying to get the answers from him. And he's just like, this is your new life now. You know, don't do anything or they'll kill you. So I do feel, and I ask Spirit not to show me anything violent because I can't do anything with that, and it just makes me have more nightmares. But I do feel that she was trafficked, different people. That's how she got the kids. And then they would never let her have the kids. Like when she's pregnant, they take you off, like when you're big pregnant. But when she's just a couple of months pregnant, they still made her work. But I see her getting sick, and, of course she thinks of a family. But after so many years, I feel like now the place that she's at, I think she's married. And I asked the dowsing rods, does the person who married her know her from that trafficking thing? And it said yes. And I said, does that person love her? Are they African American? It said yes. Do they love her, truly love her? And it said definitely yes, really quick. I said, does Amy truly love him? Like a soulmate. Is she happy about this marriage? And it said no. But then I said, but is there anything that's keeping her there? And it said yes. You know what? For a long time, she did blame herself. She blamed herself. She blamed herself for like taking a risk, like even having a thought in her head. Oh yeah, I would like something, that gets you a little bit more of a buzz, besides beer. And like she beat herself up for that, thinking that was definitely related. Hi.
Hey.
Getting ready to go?
Yeah. Why, did you walk in the door?
No, not at all. See, I cleared the table.
Thank you, babe.
All right, so taking her from, I'm going to try to keep straight. So I see her going from Trinidad, Tobago, Curacao. Do you know how to say Curacao? Caraco? Okay, so the Caribbean islands, I see her going, that's by Aruba, I guess, right? So she's going back and forth. Like they ship her back and forth wherever she needs to go. So of course her will had to be broken so that she wouldn't try to call on the phone, and she did. She wants like her family to know and her brother to know and her friends to know that she did try. She goes, I used to try. I used to try. Don't think that I just forgot about my family. But they break your will. They gave her a new name. And I spent like 3 hours on trying to find her name. And I'm going to tell you what I got. It's pretty interesting. Okay. I go by feeling, and then I do dowsing rods. I pull up maps. I pull up names, and I see how I feel. And then I actually go by the alphabet and do every single letter several times. Okay. And I'm going to give you what I got, but let me just tell you, my hand keeps on going numb. This hand here. So I just feel like she spent a lot of time being shuffled back and forth, and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And then finally, they saw that she had an affinity towards the children. This is even before her own children. They're trafficking children. Okay, let's be real. All right. And this is for entertainment reasons only, but she was in, helping with somebody else's children, and she had a very good way with herself. And so she kept asking them, can I help them? Can I help them? Can I go back and see them? And they did bad things, like they would, because she wanted to see the children, a lot of times they would punish her by not letting her see her own children and these other children, and also animals. She loves animals, and she found healing. I see cats around her, like even if they're just on the street or they're coming by outside. There's an outside bar that you could stick your feet in the sand, and I hear the steel drums, and she's pushing her feet in the sand, and she has like little beach slippers on, and there's a cat that walks by, and she's like, I know I have to do so many bad things, or I've done so many bad things. Like, she's taking it on herself. Like, it's not your fault. Amy, if you're singing this, or somebody's surrounded, by Amy, that knows what happened to her exactly, that is not your fault. That's these people that are devils. And it's totally not your fault. But she found.
Are you putting files or anything in here?
Yeah, a folder.
So don't do anything.
Yeah, just one.
Well
one.
done.
Thank you.
See, that's why I can't save this.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
So.
Oh, one more question. Did you throw out a bag of peanuts? White peanuts?
Maybe, I don't know.
No, because I kept them because I stuffed something with them. I needed it, but it's okay if you get rid of it.
You use my bubble paper.
No, I gotta put it in the what's that thing called? Hassock.
Oh. Hassock?
Yeah, that's what's in it now. But it's starting to lose its.
Oh, okay.
So you did throw it, you think?
I don't remember, but maybe a
Over
long time
your
ago.
boxes here.
Maybe.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. In the middle of a reading. Okay, so. I see her with the cat. She misses her dog. She got a bulldog, a puppy. English bulldog. Old English bulldog? No, just English bulldog. What was Cleo?
English bulldog.
Just English bulldog, puppy. And she had a new apartment. She had a new job. She was fresh out of college. She had a whole life ready for her. She had friends, right? Ooh. I'll get that later. That was my ring. Okay, so anyhow, because some people were saying, oh, she wanted to do this. She wanted to go away. No, she didn't. she wanted to go back home to her puppy and her new life and her apartment. She was excited about it. Freedom and anyhow. She wants people to know she did try, but she stopped trying because they said that they would hurt her family. They know where everybody is. And but I disagree with something I heard. There's a website that is that Amy's mother is in charge of, or the father and mother and brother. And on the mother's birthday, I think, somebody's always checking it. And I think they had somebody check that out, the IP address, but they said it wasn't Amy, but I feel it was. I feel it was. There's been little things, but I don't want to say them just in case there's been little communications, and there will be communications. And even if she's no longer able to, somebody else that knows her story is going to do a favor for her. Okay, anyhow. So I get Trinidad, Tobago, Curatio, I don't know how to say it, Aruba, Bonaire, St. Lucia a few times. St. Lucia, everything, these little islands, everything has to be imported, but it's so beautiful. But St. Lucia, something happened. Like, I feel like maybe one of her kids is named Lucia or Lucy, Lucia, because I kept going back to St. Lucia, and I was like, why do I feel like there's something around that? And Martinique. Okay. Martinique was important too, but then I feel like she went back to Barbados. Okay. Okay. Now, next card. She's under the Dutch laws. Oh my God. Hold on a second. I don't know. My husband's talking to somebody outside, and I never saw. Nobody comes up to the house, so very rarely, unless they're delivering a package. Let me just close this door for a second. 1 second. Snoopy, stop! Stop! It's okay. Yeah, back up. Back up. Come on. Come on. Out. Who was that?
She can't get the mail and everything, but she's not selling the house right now. For now. She said she'll put it back on if she finds something sold.
She should just stay here. How's she feeling?
She's still mad. She's on this for months. So then you were praying for her.
Definitely.
And that's hard for New York Philistine. She starts
Why did she come here?
I told her to stop. I'm gonna give you one card. The card I got for
Where did you see it?
She was pulled up when I was out there. She waved for me. I said, oh, great.
I had something for her too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's still there. You want me to?
Yeah, because I'm on live right now.
Can you
Can
stop
I give it to you? No, I can't stop a live. You want to give it to
What
her?
is it? not price tag, is that can't say.
No, I took that.
Okay, let me find
You like it?
it. Yeah, very much.
It's from us. Sorry. I didn't know who was there. I'm sorry. Our neighbor. We have a neighbor. She's very nice. And then all of a sudden, she just moved in like a year ago or so. And she was broken into her house. And we were broken into our house. Not our house, but our cars. My car specifically. And but she was broken into a full house. And she's living alone, just with her dog, a little dog. And anyhow, she found out that she was ill, and then she was going to sell the house. And I was like, we finally got a neighbor that's nice. And now she's going to sell the house. But now they took it off the market, so maybe they're going to wait. I hope they wait. So anyhow, I had a little present for her. So anyhow, I'm sorry. Anybody in here still? They said they threaten her with her kids. Yeah, they do threaten. K and C observations. They do threaten. And I do feel the skin cancer. Thank you for watching. Anybody who's here, thank you for being here. Hi, Shawl. Oh, I love you too. Hi, Shawl. I want you to say hi, and I'm saying hi back. Sometimes when I'm doing a channeled reading, I have ADD really bad, especially if I'm trying to see something so far away and communicate it to you guys. So I look away from the chat because I can't do two things at once, or three things. Okay, so I appreciate anybody who's here. And yes, Max, energy is real. Isn't real? Jesus is real. Yeah. If you see all my paintings, I have pictures of, I do collage paintings of Jesus and angels, and I'm very, very spiritual. Maybe not religious, but I'm spiritual. It's not by Trinidad. It's by Aruba. Okay. Thank you, Dusty. Thank you. I'm not great with my geography. You feel the same way a Taurus girl reads? Amy was on, yeah, right? Because they kind of took that idea and they were like getting rid of it real fast, but maybe they were doing that to be protective. And there's a couple of things I won't say because I feel like it might put her in danger. So a few things I don't say out loud because I don't want her to be in any more danger. I feel like she's not out there. At first I was like trying to figure out if she was a madam helping out with other younger women, because they don't usually let you traffic you out if you're like in your 40s or late 40s. So they can utilize you for something else, and some of them they KILL. But I feel her energy. I feel her spirit. And I think she's still alive and with us. And I hope so. But anyhow, she's under the Dutch laws. Under Netherlands. And then I got Bonaire again. Okay. I don't always know what anything means, but I do try to do the research. And then I sit and I meditate, and I sit and I look at maps. I write down notes. I put my hand on the map to feel where I feel like the energy is, or I feel hot on a spot, and I'll write it down. Then I'll ask my dowsing rods.
Mary's still living at the house. Babe?
Good.
Okay. We got a major problem. Okay?
Wait.
I need to talk to you. This is bad.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay. We have a major water leak in the front of the house. I don't even know what the fuck it is. I'm not alone. Where am I? Okay. There's a tree over here on the side. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was the system. I'm not sure what it is, but even the bricks are lifted up. Can't be good.
Who's the person that we get that?
I guess we have to get the plumber, 3D plumbing.
Get the plumbers to check it
Can I
out.
have him come on Monday? If you don't want to come, I don't want to pay time and a half. Okay, yeah, it's bad. I just noticed, I'm walking over there, and I'm going, what the hell's that? And I went over, it's all wet, and then the bricks are lifted up.
Yes.
It's by the foundation.
But I suggest you don't stay in here because you're not breathing.
I can't breathe, the thing is wet.
Yeah, so. Close the door so that you don't breathe it in.
Sorry, we have a leak outside on the brick, so there's always a 3-ring circus going on. That's why I used to do my readings at night, and I would not have any problem because everybody was asleep. But my husband can't breathe in this stuff. This, it goes all over into the bedroom. Bedroom's right behind this wall here. Anyhow, so let me just finish because I'm getting hungry. I'm getting tired. All right. So, Bridgetown. Bye. Good luck. Bridgetown. Bathsheba. Bathsheba, Blackmans, Silver Sands. These are places, by the way. I'm sorry. I just started reading it and you're probably like, what? Bridgetown, Black Sheep. These are all the places I feel she was at when I touched the map, right? Bridgetown, Bathsheba, Blackmans, Silver Sands I felt hot on. Bathsheba I felt hot on. St. Patrick's important. Grantley, Sewell, Christchurch. Okay, that's an area. That's where the planes come in too, I believe. Bridgetown is where the boats come in, and she was on and off boats, ships. And of course, they medicated her. They made her a DRUG addict, okay? Because once they put that into your system, your body needs it. Your body calls for it. They did that to her, along with a lot of other stuff. Terrible. Okay, so here's my beautiful picture, right? And the reason why this is important is I checked out every single area of this. Okay. Every single area. What did I do? How did I check it out? I had to meditate on each area. And the reason why this is Barbados, by the way. Atlantic Ocean, Barbados. Okay. I checked out Aruba. Aruba is small. I've been to Aruba. I've been to Bahamas. I've been to Jamaica. I've been to the Bahamas, Bermuda 3 times by ship, by cruise. And I don't ever want to go on a cruise again. Okay. These are all beautiful places. The smallest, I went to Aruba by plane. It's such a small area. It's such a small place. I flew out by myself from Texas all the way there by myself because I wanted to arrive before my family to settle in. I didn't want to arrive after them, but it was really scary. It was really scary. I'd never do it again. You are leaving the country. You need a passport. Anyhow, so she got a new passport. They manufacture passports. They changed her look. At first, they changed her look to She had short hair, so she had short dark hair. So they dyed it blonde, and they realized that made her look even worse. That made her stand out worse. So they made her wear wigs and hats, and then they made her grow out her hair. So I think that photo that they have of her, that a lot of people say isn't her, it is her. I stared at it. I did the nose, the ear. You can't change the eyes. You can't change somebody's eyes. You could change their nose, but her chin was the same. Everything was the same. Some people say that they got plastic surgery on her. No, they wouldn't waste money on that. They're not going to waste money on that. They just keep moving her. In the beginning, they kept moving her. Okay, so we have in Barbados, we have it's made up of St. Lucy, St. Peter, St. Andrew, St. James, St. Joseph, St. Thomas, St. Michael, St. George, St. John, Christ Church, St. Philip. Okay, let me tell you the areas that I felt hot on. Here it is again. Hi, WW. Okay. So sorry if this is all over the place, but this is the way I do it. Okay. And I didn't forget about all the readings that I promised people. I have 6 more readings to do. It's going to happen when it happens. Okay. The free 20-minute readings. I didn't forget about it. I have my notes. I didn't forget about the people who won the artwork. I have my notes over there too. But it's going to be the end. For the artwork, it'll be the end of August. Okay. Anyway, St. Lucy, I felt like she was in, but quickly out. St. Peter, I didn't feel anything about. St. Andrew, I felt a little like in and out. St. James, I felt a little bit hot on. St. Joseph, all the way on the other side where the Atlantic Ocean is, I felt a little hot on that one too. St. Thomas, not so much, because it's kind of in the middle, and I felt like she was always on like either the left side or the right side so that she can get on a cruise or a boat or a plane. Okay. So the middle, I didn't feel like you could do that. St. Michael, I felt very hot on, and I kept on hearing like, pray to St. Michael, she prays to St. Michael, or me pray to St. Michael, like St. Michael protect her. That's how she stayed alive. Like when I said earlier that her mother, she has an angelic aura around her. Because she is kind of soulmates with her own daughter. And you might say, how can you be soulmates with your own child? Yes, you can be. Yes, you can be. It doesn't negate that you don't love the other siblings. You do, but there's just like, the mother probably always knew from the day that that girl was born that something was going to happen. That maybe that's why she was protective with her. Maybe that's why she just wanted to always be around her as much as she could, because she felt good when she was around her daughter. Just like, I don't see them fighting. I just see her always being able to make her mother smile and laugh, a belly laugh, and vice versa. You know, it's such a loss, but that mother has sent Amy so many prayers. In her head, through her tears, she has reached Amy, her child. Even though Amy has a different name and might not look the same, a mother always knows their child. And a father. But the mother, there was no going on with life without Amy. So St. Michael, very important. St. George, I didn't feel too hot on, just like in and out, maybe shopping. St. John is on the edge, right near the Atlantic Ocean, so I felt pretty hot on that one. St. John. St. Philip, not really. Christchurch, yes, that was a hot one. So, all in all, in Barbados, Christchurch and St. Michael and St. John, I felt really, and St. James, felt very hot on. Okay. Will anything come from it? I don't know. I'm trying my best. It's like, give me nothing and then expect me to, write a thesis. All right. But I don't have nothing. I have something because I have the facts from the case. I have visuals on Amy. I even saw some videos where she was talking and laughing. That helped me a lot. Okay. Yeah. She didn't lose her rose-colored glasses entirely. Every once in a while, there's glimpses of it. Okay, I drew this because I'm sorry, it's like odd shaped, but that's what she kept showing me. The crosses. There's a lot of crosses where she is. There's a lot of Celtic crosses and something with the Irish. I tried to look up Barbados to see if there was any crosses, or I saw some 4-leaf clovers or something that looked like a leaf. But one thing I did hear was, how could God let me down, or how could God let this happen? And it's a legitimate question. But God gives everybody free will. And even the bad people have free will. But sometimes there's a bad person that will turn good because they know what's right. And that a couple of people have come, have seen Amy at different ports, at different times, and have said, a couple of guys, couple of women, and I don't know if they reported it to the right thing, or whatever they reported, it didn't, pan out. But one man who actually talked to her felt like he couldn't say anything until 3 years later because he worked for military or government, and they were there, and he wasn't supposed to be there. So he can get in trouble with the military or government, or his job, and his wife and family. So he didn't say anything until maybe he was divorced, or maybe his wife passed away. Okay. Anyhow, was Amy Bradley kidnapped? I definitely feel so. I'm just going through my cards to make sure that I said everything. How long is this? Wow, this is way too long. Okay. Yes, I feel like she was taken, kidnapped, abducted, and drugged. Unlike, when I tapped into Natalie. Sorry, I just took a little mini nap. Because I'm using my third eye and for hours and hours and hours, and so I'm burnt out. I'm gonna get burnt out. So I'm trying to push myself so I can finish. But what was I just saying? I don't know. It left my mind. Because I'm trying to say so many things. So if you can remind me, if you're still out there, there's 4 people here, or 8 people, 4 people. What did I just say? I just lost my train of thought. Okay. Let's get my other notes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I get melanoma. I kept hearing about it. I kept thinking about it. And I don't necessarily think that she's getting the correct treatment. Um, and I get Barbados over and over again. Not to say that she doesn't go ever to Aruba or Curacao, Turks and Caicos, yes, Grenada, didn't spend too much time there, Trinidad, Puerto Rico, St. Vincent's, and the Grenadines. But I feel like all roads lead back to Barbados. Why? Because there's a man that basically bought her from the Caribbean mafia. Okay? According to me. Who am I? I'm nobody. Or am I somebody? I'm almost done with my notes, and I might come back if this is received well and you want more. I might come back with my crime cards, but probably not today. What was it, Spirit, that I have to tell everybody? What was it? Oh, the name. Okay. So then I went down a long rabbit hole of let's try to get a name. I do feel like whoever she's married to or whoever kind of bought her so that she's not being trafficked anymore, there's a military connection, there's a sheriff police connection, and they wouldn't help her. They wouldn't, like, in other words, like allow her to go back home. Why? Because a whole bunch of people will go to jail, right? And this whole trafficking is like $1 billion business. So, all right. So I started looking up names, and I had to go through the alphabet with my dowsing rods over and over and over again. I had to ask 2-3 times, sometimes 4 times. And that's a lot of energy, like on your hands and in through your body. But I was really connected to my spirit guides. Okay. And me and Jesus are very good. Thank you very much. So this is a psychic channel, so you don't need to be here if you don't believe in my work. Okay? I work for Jesus. Okay? Have you seen my artwork? All right, anyhow. You don't need to be here. So, boys and girls, when I went through the names, I'm just going to say them out, okay? Because I'm getting a little bit tired and I need to have energy for my family. Okay, I got Darkstone. I got Davies. I got Dixon. I didn't get a good feeling on that. I got no for Dixon. I got no for Doyle. No for Dawson. Davidson, there was a half of a yes, but then I checked it. It was no. Douglas, at first I felt hot on Douglas, but I realized Yellow's first name or last name is Douglas. And then I was hot on the word Davis or Davies, Davis, as a last name, right? Davis or Davies, okay? So Davies or Davis, I felt really hot on in Bermuda. And trust me, I looked it up. I looked up that last name, that surname, okay? So definitely we know that Amy is not Amy Lynn Bradley. Her name is not that. On her passport, she's had many. How many? 7. At least 7. Okay? So none of the passport names are her name now. Okay? And if she goes anywhere now, she's always with her husband. And and when he can't be there, he say he has business to attend to, and he's older than her. So I said, how much older? I got at least 50. He's at least 55, and she's like 49. But I feel like he came into the picture years ago. And sometimes she says, I think he saved me in a way. So what did he save her from? He saved her from being trafficked. But in a way, if she had her way, she would be home in America with her family and her puppy, who's now, what? How many years was that? Well, her puppy would probably not be alive right now. But anyway, she'd be with her brother and her mother and her father and her friends. Okay, anyhow. So I got the name Brian Davies, but I didn't feel that hot on that. I felt like some sort of relation. Davis. I wasn't really getting a first name. Okay, anyhow. I felt the name Mary or Marie was really important. I felt like that was her name. And Maya, M-A-I-A. M-A-I-A. And she would have a Barbados type of name. So I looked them up. Okay. I was down a rabbit hole that was really wide and really deep. Okay. So Maya, M-A-I-A. And Marina, I felt really hot on Marina. Okay. And I did everything with the dowsing rods, and I did everything with meditation. It's really exhausting. And it's like, Lucia, I said that before. I don't think her name was Lucia, but I think her name was one of the children. Might have been Lucia or Lucia. Okay. All right. I'm coming to the end of it. So could her name be Marina Davies or Marina Davis? Mary Davies or Mary Davis or Marie Davies? Or could it be Maya Davies? Maybe. It would be good to check it out. Does anybody have any friends that are in Barbados? Or perhaps a private detective that is, that you don't pay all that money to, that will do it for relatively free because they care. Okay. That's what I got. And then just the last thing, because remember, I lost my first original notes. I'll probably come across them at another time, but with all the traveling and stuff, who knows? Maybe they're in a different bag. When I said Amy Lynn Bradley, please name the place that you're at right now. And that was August 14th, 2025. And I felt she was bringing me to Barbados because I had the map out and I was touching it on my iPad. Then I got let's see, Drift Ocean. Then I was looking into hotels that might have, I've been working on this hard, behind the scenes and very hard. And I just have to get it out because before I had a headache, but I did take 2 Excedrin and I feel better now. But I feel better mostly because I'm getting it out. On behalf of Amy's family and on behalf of Amy herself and on her children and remember, grandchildren. Okay. I wrote down Drift Ocean Terrace Lounge. I looked it up. 6 Cross Roads. I looked it up. Crystal Waters Beach Bar. Caribbean Beach Bar. One of them was closed. I think it was the Crane Resort. Hilton Barbados Resort. Felt hot on that one. The Rockley Barbados, Christchurch, Barbados. The Rockley, Barbados felt very hot on. Wyndham Grand, Barbados. This is what I couldn't. I'm looking up videos of all the hotels that are in Barbados, okay? Because there's a clue there. But what I was seeing in my head visually wasn't matching. I couldn't find the video, right? So this is what I saw in my head. That could be a clue. Maybe she's not there now because I believe she does live in a gated home. The man is pretty wealthy, and he's the type that, like, I can give you everything you need. I can give you everything that you want. But what she really wants was to be with her family, but she also has her kids. And 2 out of the 3, she says she didn't raise. She didn't have, like, they might not even know her. But that one out of the 3 has grandchildren, or is having a grandchild, or had a child themselves. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, and I asked Spirit that, and with the dowsing rods in my head, I said, does she have any kids with the man that she married? And I got 2 different answers. So I don't know if there was an adoption of a previous child that she had, or it's his child. So I'm not sure on that one. I can honestly say I got 2 answers for that, because I was really trying to focus in on, did she have a baby with this man, or is it an existing child that he adopted? But I don't get, and I said that too. I said, oh, it's coming back to me. I can't write down everything because I would have like literally a book, and I would have to keep on putting the dowsing rods down and taking my pen, writing, circling, crossing out the letters, which I do that. I have done that, as you can see here, because I asked them. It looks like a mess, but I understand what it is. But I did say, does anybody else live in that beautiful big house besides her and the husband? And there are animals. So she's very happy about that. I do hear chickens too. Okay, so there might be like a chicken coop. But it's not like a straight up farm. It's just like there's chickens available. The chickens are in the background. I hear them. Rooster. And I was trying to see if she ever got the bulldog, because that was in the back of her mind. But she'll take any animal. But they said one of those kids does live there. So they're not kids, they're adults. Because I really believe that she had let me get the paper again. If she had kids, she had them they made her have them right away, or she got pregnant right away. And between the ages of 23 and 26, she was done. I believe she had 3 kids between 23 and 26. That's a lot, right? And then after that, I feel this man that knew the other people, but he wasn't directly involved in that bad business, was kind of like a little bit of a savior in a way, but knows that she has another identity and knows that if she went back, that would be bad for him and for a lot of other people, and he probably would get killed. Anyhow, I want to get rid of it, so I'm going to say a prayer. Hi, Christina. I'm going to say a prayer, a closing prayer, and then I'm heading to the store, and I'm going to get a bottle of wine, okay? Because I've been trying not to drink, I had one slip up where I had some beer because I had a little panic attack. There's other things going on in my life. And, but I asked God, can I have some Jesus juice, please? Anyway, he said yes. He said yes. Just be careful and cognizant and be a good person, be kind. And be kind to yourself and be good to yourself. Be good to your temple that I gave you. Okay, so, dear God in heaven, thank you so much for letting me have this reading for Amy, Lynn, Bradley. And please help me and their family to have peace and get answers regarding their daughter and their sister and their friend, Amy, Lynn, Bradley. Maybe her name is Maria or Maya or Marina Davies, maybe. But whatever her name is now, please put peace and love and friendship around her. Surround her with protection from Archangel Michael. Send your warriors and also, of course, Mother Mary. And please protect her and her children. And protect people that are trying to help her so that her family gets answers. Either way, even if she's not here on the physical earth, which I believe she is, but I could be wrong because I am not God. But please protect everybody who watches this video, and hopefully Amy will watch this video. I love you, dear God, and please protect Amy. And please help their family go through all these things that they have to go through and know that Amy still loves them and never stop loving them. Yes, I will tell them that. In Jesus' name, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit, amen. What I didn't tell you guys is I keep hearing from Amy's spirit guides or Amy, but I don't feel like it's Amy, but directly, but it could be. The man that she married also helped her from getting away from the drugs, because the drugs messed her up too. All right, they're showing me prison. They're showing me jail, prison. So could she have gotten put in jail for prostitution or drugs abuse? And then the other people traffickers just wash their hands of her because she went to jail and they don't want to be associated? And the person who works in the jail, the sheriff or police connection, military connection, which I have written down here, military connection, police connection, sheriff, helped her. I can help you. I can get you clean. I could put you in, where you need to go to get better physically, mentally. But for doing all that, you have to marry me? I don't know. I'm going to disconnect from it. I got to disconnect from it. Let me do Palo Santo to close out. This is for everybody who's suffering, who has a person that's ill or they're ill, and may you find mental clarity, may you find love and friendship, may you find the right job or career, or go back to school or training, whatever it is that you're looking for, the right house, the right apartment, the right space, the right friend, the right hobby, whatever it is that you're looking for in your life, forgiveness, forgive yourself, take away the guilt. Don't give yourself a guilt trip. Don't put a guilt trip on somebody else, and just live in peace and love and friendship. What? Yeah, I'm almost done. 1 minute. Crane Beach area. Yeah, the Crane Beach area. I know what you're saying. Put your hand on that map. But I don't know if she's there now, but I definitely felt strong on the melanoma. I don't know how good they are with treating cancer there. Okay, guys, I love you. I have to go. I have to deal with a lot of things over here. But I love you guys, and I'll be back. Have a great Friday. Friday. My favorite day is Friday. Bye. Namaste.